And the tournament continues. We're into our final best of 3 of the day, Waga. We've pretty much rushed through everything.
I'm excited for this one. I want to see it. You know, it's Fnatic versus ViCi. We're here. We did just finish casting some VGJ, and they looked pretty strong right now.
Yeah.
They definitely took down Complexity and made it look quite easy. So let's see if ViCi can do the same to Fnatic, or if it's going to be the other way around here. Because Fnatic, they have had very interesting results since, you know, the dramatic roster shuffles of recent.
Yeah, definitely.
But, you know, they've come out pretty strong every now and then. I've seen them have some really strong games. We'll see what kind of Fnatic shows up here.
Yeah, like, as soon as the roster shuffle happened, I think they lost their first couple of games, losing to, like, Geek Fam and TNC. But
yeah,
then
they did.
They're, like, beating Mineski, Execration, then they come back and, like, stomp Geek Fam in the GESE qualifiers.
Exactly, that's what I mean. They came back and they built something. And obviously, when you have a roster shuffle and you haven't had basically a single week to practice or anything, not a single game sometimes, then the first few games are going to look a little bit shaky, but already they look like they could have some stability. We'll see how it goes here. And who do they lose to in the upper bracket?
Team Secret, so...
Yeah, that's a pretty respectable loss. Yeah, that's, you know, understandable. They're only the #1 ranking team right now in the pro circuit points, which is a pretty good power measure, I think. And by quite a margin, they have like 1,300 points more than VP and Liquid, I think, who are #2 and 3.
Yeah, it's getting pretty crazy, isn't it?
Which is saying quite a bit. So, here they are.
ViCi Gaming, from the lower bracket to the lower bracket, you know, they're continuing on this road. They've already knocked out SG Esports, so they've got that under their belt, but it's still a long path to go. We know, of course, the VGJ Thunder are going to be the opponents of the victor of this series, but really, looking at this, Fnatic, you know, defeating Complexity in the best of 1, losing a best of 3 to Secret, I don't feel like they've really had an opportunity to like express themselves. You know, a quick best of 1, really not indicative of how you're playing, and then a best of 3, like you were saying, against probably the best team in the world right now.
This is kind of the first showing on this tournament, I feel, where they can really show a little bit how strong they are, because no one really expects them to be able to take down Secret. If they managed to do that, that would have been amazing, of course. I mean, that would be insane. We didn't see such an upset, so we'll see if they can take out ViCi from this tournament. ViCi going with the Lycan, something that we saw from their brother-sister team. I don't know which
sibling team.
Yeah, sibling team. We saw the double Lycan picks in that series. And Lycan is just a good response as well to the Night Stalker. It's very nice because of the nighttime. People don't play massively towards the Howl, but it's still going to have an impact that it's nighttime so much.
That added little bonus during the nighttime.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
Very, very nice for them. So they start with the Omni Knight, a hero that is so very often banned in the first phase in competitive games nowadays. Just the options it gives you are removed out, but ViCi Gaming get their hands on it, banning out the Enchantress now. But looking at Fnatic's opener with the Rubik Night Stalker, picking up your 2 supports very early on, is this an indication of them just like trying to keep the draft as open as they feasibly can?
Yeah, it's part that, and part also just that they have the comfort zone around these heroes. They're able to fight a lot with them, and they can build any form of lineup around just having tons of lockdown, right? Rubik can easily steal 1 more disable. That would put him at 2 different disables. Night Stalker has his silence and his slow, and then the silence and nuke, I mean.
Pretty good against the Omni Knight, being able to, you know, hunt that offlaner as a support in the Night Stalker's position, just silence him up.
It's also quite
nice.
It can be massive. If you have a good Rubik who's on point and manages to steal the GA, it can counter the Lycan entirely.
Oh yeah.
So that is a little bit hard to do until you have a Blink Dagger pretty much on Rubik though. But it can be done if you read the fight well. And if you shut down the Lycan's damage output entirely during his ulti form, I mean, that can win a team fight entirely.
And I guess when you're in the second pick position, because it was Omni first, then Rubik Night Stalker to respond, right? If looking at the bans, ET, Bounty, Chen, Clock, Tusk, DJ is like being banned out of the game almost by everybody in the drafting phase. So, you know, quickly picking up a Night Stalker that can be a 3-roll, but more likely than not will be the 4, seems pretty good for them.
That's true. That's true. It can definitely be played on whichever position you favor. I wouldn't say that Night Stalker against Lycan is a very fun matchup. Oh, they're going crazy. They're picking the axe.
Against the Lycan, that seems pretty good, hey? I've not seen it much.
In a way, it's good, but I'm expecting if they know that Viper is so incredibly good against Axe.
Or just
One of
another
the-
toxin.
Yeah, it breaks him. He can't spin anymore.
That's cool.
You know, it's an available pick, works really well with what they have in the Lycan Omni, plays in towards that pushing kind of idea. And also, they already have the Omni Knight. The Purification is very good against Axe when he goes in. Because obviously the 40 bonus armor makes the Axe really tanky, but the Purification, it
Doesn't
just...
care.
Yeah, it goes through all that.
Especially when Axe is like, blink in, call, then stand still and hope for the spins. Another toxin, purification, these spells which, you know, require your opponents to be kind of standing still. It's pretty damn good as well. Bane,
We'll
from
see.
ViCi, though.
We'll see if they pick that up. I'm surprised to see that, you know, if they were gonna pick the Axe anyway, that they didn't ban out the Viper. I wonder if Fnatic even think about it. Because Axe is not played a lot, right? Not a lot of teams are running Axe regularly. This is more of a crazy thing that they are doing here as a counter to the Lycan. But once you've played a little bit of Axe in this patch, you realize that, whoops, not against Viper. Not ever against Viper again. That's my words, dude. Because, yeah, it's no fun. If you can't spin on Axe, you're simply rendered useless.
Yeah.
And Nether Toxin has a very good uptime. More than 100%, you can have 1 down. So you can have 2 down.
Is it 6 cooldown, 8 duration, or
It's,
4 and 6?
5, I believe 5 cooldown, 8 duration.
Okay.
Yes,
I was close.
Well, I believe it is. I'll double check it for you. So,
We
so
have
I'm
the
not
technology
lying.
to find out.
Exactly, hopefully. And yeah, it's indeed 5 and 8. Yes!
So clever.
So smart. How can my brain hold all this useful information?
That's why we pay you the big bucks.
such
All the
useful-
Facebook money goes to you.
Wow, thanks. Keep watching those Facebook ads, guys. You know when you're stuck scrolling stuff. Actually, I don't know. I don't really use Facebook. My girlfriend does. She's a big fan. You know. Shout out to you. So.
Fourth ban from ViCi Game, fourth pick from ViCi Gaming. Mind-blowing Earth Spirit there for them. As we will definitely see the Omni off lane. Fifth ban's looking towards a mid laner for ViCi Gaming, and likely a mid laner here for Fnatic as well, unless they have some funky idea with the Axe. Depending on, but they're going to look for Axe versus Lycan,
Oh,
right?
it's gonna be targeted bans for the mid lane for sure. And I've obviously mentioned one hero that I think they should really remove here. But other than that, you could always think that Razor is still a strong option. There is Gyrocopter and Axe. They're easy heroes to run down. Okay, DP works pretty similarly to Razor in the sense that she leashes onto someone and runs them down. She counters sort of the same heroes with that effect. So still a good ban. Tinker gets removed. Not wanting to play against the Tinker, even though they have Earth Spirit and the Repel from Omni Knight.
Yeah.
A lot of respect given.
I haven't seen Abed play Meepo in many moons, but it doesn't seem bad here. It seems pretty freaking good here.
It's actually a really good Meepo game, now that you
It
mention
is,
it.
right?
Yeah, the only downside would be that the GA can be a little bit annoying, but normally if you're caught by Meepo and right-clicked, you're not going to run away anyway, so once the GA is over, you're going to die anyway. And yeah, the Earthbind is definitely good against Lycan. The issue is, how are you going to get away with laning it? Because Bane is quite a strong laning support, and Earth Spirit can definitely be a plague. He can pester you quite a bit, so... SF gonna get picked up, and that's gonna be, at least in my opinion, a little bit deterrent from picking Meepo, but then again, it is Abed. Abed is not scared.
I do wonder, actually, when the last time... I'm going to quickly try and...
When Abed last played Meepo?
Because it feels like it's been quite some time. 2 months ago in MDL, looks
And
like
they
they lost to TNC in a best of one.
And then not any stellar results recently on the Meepo. Huh?
Well, that was 2014 when he was Fnatic, so it would have been DC prior to that. But yeah, 2 months ago looks like the most recent time they've played it, and well, not really been in their wheelhouse recently since, you know, Eternal Envy and them joined. They've not really given Abed the opportunity to play it if he wants to, but it does feel like a bit of a dead hero.
It would be a treat to witness it. Honestly, I've experimented with Meepo a little bit on this patch because I dabble in Meepo. I've got at least some 260 or something games on it.
Meepo dabbler.
Yeah, I'm a casual Meepo dabbler. That's the kind of micro that I enjoy. Well, he has some interesting talent tree, actually, that we could go into more if they do end up picking it. But otherwise, what other hero could they want here? Puck is not necessarily out of the question.
Queen of Pain against Omnibane Earth Spirit. It doesn't seem that bad, to be honest.
Queen and Puck are definitely options that they could go for.
There's the Queen.
There it is. They decide for one of them. Yeah, Queen has the benefit that when Omni Knight tries to protect everyone, he can't really do anything about the Queen ulti. So, yeah, he can keep people alive, but that pure damage is still going to get you, and that can be a really deciding thing. And, of course, the same is true for the axe, in a way. So a little bit of a soft counter, you could say, to Omni Knight, in the sense that the spin is still there, it's still pure damage. But I wouldn't say that that makes axe great against Omni. It's still a tough matchup, honestly.
So EE Gyro, Abed Quap, everything looking as expected. The Lanham Earth Spirit is going to come out here as well.
I've seen some crazy stuff from Abed on his Queen. He was the Queen who blinked in, stole Refresher and Cheese and everything, and just destroyed... Can't remember what team he played against, because he just destroyed them with a double ulti. Yeah, he's an absolute beast of a mechanical player. Obviously, one of the first players in Dota as well to reach the 10k MMR in the pre-recalibration system. Just a phenomenal player overall, so gonna be a treat to watch him on the Queen.
Well, away we go.
Because we look towards what kind of a hero allows for that mechanical skill to be put to use, right? And Queen, Puck, those are the heroes that you want to see it on.
Definitely up there. So EE Gyro first up with the Magic 1 build, standard stuff. DJ Rubik is going to be what we see here, as Pylai is the one to take the Night Stalker this time around.
Yeah, DJ is great on Rubik.
Yeah, he sure is. I was thinking the Night Stalker for DJ just because that's kind of what the roles have been, but they're almost similar to Complexity in the fact that Pylai and DJ are interchangeable depending on how they want to actually run their heroes in a specific draft.
Yeah, in a way. I remember even back at Manila Major when I was watching DJ play, and obviously he was a fan favorite there, right? He was the at some point throughout the tournament, he was the final player representing the home crowd, and they were cheering like crazy for him, and he got some massive black hole steal as Rubik, I think. It was so wild.
So that was the tournament he was playing Earth Spirit, Rubik, and Enigma the entire tournament, right? There was like the four Enigma.
If he wasn't playing the Enigma, he was playing the Rubik and stealing the Enigma black hole. It was so crazy to watch.
Good stuff. So Abed scouts out Paparazzi. Eyes meet from across the room. Forest doesn't belong to you. Get back out of here, Wolfman.
2 for 2 on the bounty runs, though. Both teams gonna get their fair share. And SF running towards the mid. Queen gonna be a little bit later here towards the mid because she's taking the 2 bounty runs. So getting more of a gold advantage, but gonna be a little bit later. However, she does have DJ blocking the creeps for her, so gonna be just fine with that.
Look at Lanham, though. Look at him go. Open AI blocks. Very skilled.
He got some really good blocks there, and they are going to meet a little bit towards the SF high ground here. Almost perfect position for him, actually.
His range creep's attacking the other range creep as well. Who's going to get this deny? Double ranged heroes on the Radiant side looking for it. Oh! Where did that go?
No one gets it. It's the creeps.
Was that really a creep that killed it?
Yeah, the range creep.
I didn't see gold pop up, hey? Well, still a minor victory for the Dire team, you'd say, experience-wise.
I thought you were going to say for the creep.
For the creep, yeah! Level 2 range creep, let's frickin' go. Let's go.
There he goes. Gets his first soul. It's normally a little bit hard to get the first few last hits, and then SF really starts taking off and gets control in the lane with the added damage, bit by bit.
So we've got an interesting 1v1, 1v1 top lane. It's not a 2v2, but the creep waves have been gathered, corralled, herded back into awkward positions here. As Paparazzi duels it out with Pylai, and then EE and Fenrir have a bit of a scrap themselves.
I wonder...
Oh, mid lane Lanham. Oh, dearie me. What have you ended up doing there?
Yeah, I don't know how he got himself in that trouble, but that was not the place. Maybe they dodged a roll, because he has roll on cooldown.
Yeah.
I think he tried to roll someone and got a little bit too far. Can happen. Can go out of control.
Went a little bit too deep. And then, of course, we've got this 1v1 bottom lane that we were kind of tentative about. The Axe versus Omni Knight, with Universe having the spins. Looks like he's putting a bit of pressure in onto Young 11, but he's also shoving this wave, right? So 11 has the wave under his tower.
Yeah, so he has 6 CS, but there's also 5 more creeps for Young 11 to kill. So I would say Young 11 so far ahead in this matchup, because he's simply got more money. But top lane, interesting to note is that the Bane went for Nightmare level 1. I didn't really see if there was anything that forced him to do it. He didn't cancel a TP or anything with it. And in general, Nightmare is garbage on level 1 for like trading.
The only reason is when they try and pull this across, right? And then you nightmare them and keep the waves back. I didn't see it. Maybe that happened.
Yeah, maybe that happened, because otherwise he could have traded much better with that gyrocopter, with either Enfeeble or Brain Sap being the ideal one. Either way, he has level 2 now, but he cast his Nightmare twice, so used 330 mana for that. It's expensive.
It sure is. Lanham seems a little bit lost right now. Trying to leech level 2 mid. Does get the roll in onto Abed, but a quick blink away. We'll get safety for the Queen of Pain. But Ori has been given a decent time mid against this Quap Rubik. 6 last hits, 1 deny is not great, but it's...
Oh, now he's in trouble, though. He's going to lose some of those souls if he dies here. And
like
yep, he did.
A roll in from Lanham might put him in danger as well. Good kick onto DJ back into the tower range, but the right click's coming through. Lanham drops low, but no commitment from Fnatic as the respawn and TP from Shadow Fiend puts him back into lane. Scared about top again. Fenrir dropping low. This Fnatic lineup, the laning setup they've got, especially with Universe going in on Young 11 there. No lucky spins.
I'm honestly so surprised that this no howl build is coming out from a team with Shadow Fiend on level 1. Like, it just baffles me, honestly. Giving extra damage to your SF so he can get the first few last hits feels so big. And, of course, they do manage to get a kill there on DJ.
Yep. Gone is the Rubik. Oh, look at that flat can. Oh, can you get any more? Are you done? Oh, he nearly killed the wolves. It was pretty funny. Hiding away in the trees, but Eternal Envy a step ahead. But
yeah, I would love to, like, if I only could, you know, pick their brains about their thought process about this, because I feel like SF is having such a tough time being against a Rubik and a Queen lasting in the first few creep waves. And generally, a lot of people just skill Howl level 1 anyway, even without a Shadow Fiend, so why not do it?
The race for the bounty runes. Universe grabs the double DD rune from DJ. Allows him to get away from the Earth Spirit, but Universe is taking an absolute chunking here from Young 11.
Yeah, he's getting beat down, and soon there will be mana boots on this Omni Knight. This lane is pretty much getting won by now top. We see some aggression here. TP's coming in.
Lanham tries to turn it back on DJ. This double damage Rubik does still have a telekinesis. As Lanham, the Nightmare Rubik, trying to turn around with a lift into drop, but he has already fallen.
Yeah, the wolves get the last hit. Beautiful stuff. Paparazzi getting a little bit of gold there. Gonna help out his laning stage. He's also top on CS right now in this game, so still having a good time despite this aggressive gyrocopter being in his lane.
And now Quap in a 1v1 against Shadow Fiend. SF with the new Razors feels a lot more balanced against the Queen of Pain, but she can still play aggressively with the kind of lead she's got, right? Double nulls here.
It's about the lead. They gave her a head start, and now it's not even so much about the CS, but about the levels, and Shadow Fiend is simply a little bit too weak to deal with the high amount of damage that Queen has. And she has the raindrops, so a single race like that doesn't do that much at all. He needs to get multiple races in a row on her, which can be difficult.
And Abed holding the Enchanted Mango. Just in case you know, hit level 6, need a bit of mana for your Sonic Wave. DJ thinking about going in there, skirting the edge of the fog. You can just see there, barely, now he's seen, now he lifts, and Shadow Fiend sent back into the waiting arms of Abed. Nice little one charge there from Ori will get him a bit of HP back, but the blink away from Abed just too quick. Young 11 and Lanham do rotate.
Purifies that creature of the night.
Yeah.
Beautiful kill there for Young 11, at least getting something with that TP in towards the mid, and also not really missing anything on bottom meanwhile, because the lane is pushing. This is something very important when you TP away from your lane. If the enemy are pushing, you know, and the experience is still going to be there when you get back, then it's fine. But if you're pushing, then it's a little bit harder to TP away from a lane. Definitely impact all these decisions to join or not to join.
Well, top lane still perpetually pushing into this tier 1. Paparazzi has just been under this tower the entire laning phase, it feels like.
It's a lot thanks to what he's doing as well, though. He has 12 denies to his name, and he's done a lot of damage to a lot of creeps as well that he didn't get to deny on, but just, you know, starting to back the lane whenever he can. And, of course, Envy is trying to flat cannon away the wolves, but by doing so, he's pushing the lane even more.
Pilot Dive finds Ori. Cancel out the clarity, make sure that SF doesn't have a free time farming in this jungle.
Yeah, that's gonna bother him quite a bit. And he does have more clarity flying out already, though, so he's gonna be just fine with that. But Night Stalker still staying on him, hitting the, you know, hitting the creep a little bit. Just bothering you.
And the Star Observer does see Rubik and Queen of Pain maneuvering themselves potentially into that dire jungle. Pylai Die Looking for Shadow Fiend again. Where are you going? Send him back all the way to Fountain.
He's really not finding a lot of space here. And top lane, I don't think Lycan can push too much on the tower here despite having a Helm of Dominator, simply because Gyrocopter is quite capable of defending mid. Gonna dive onto Earth Spirit with the silence from Night Stalker. Gonna chase him down. A lot of spells were used though. They don't really have anything anymore. Just a TP out from Rubik.
Young 11 has Arcanes into the Purification. Double raise. Oh, really nicely done.
Yeah, tons of damage. And that's something very well needed. A little bit unfortunate that Fenrir got the last hit on that one. Ori quite desperately needs to get some kills there. Yeah. Even just to get full on souls wouldn't be bad.
Middle of the table SF in last hits. Then 4 support heroes down at the bottom. No one from the support crew really farming at all. And we see the levels there pretty much indicative as well. They'll be looking for that kind of level 6 around 10, 11 minutes or so.
It will be tough for a Shadow Fiend once the Blink Dagger comes up on the Axe, because he's going to have a pretty early Blink Dagger. And an underfarmed Shadow Fiend doesn't deal too well with being ganked by a farmed Axe. You know, we see Omni Knight just farming away here with this little jungle pool. Trying not to waste any mana, just last hitting instead of using his Purify yet.
And
top lane?
Yeah,
Are they doing anything? No.
Trying just a bit of poke and prod there. But yeah, we're looking at this SF and how far behind Ori is and the ways for him to catch up. But also the fact that Lanham has kind of focused mid lane. He's put a lot of emphasis on trying to help Ori out early on. But he's had a couple of deaths to his name. Has a couple of assists. But for Lanham, it's kind of been this story of I don't know where to go,
Rubik.
DJ.
Who catches who?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we found oh, wait. We didn't find Lycan, he found us.
You've unleashed the wild rabid dog there, I think.
You basically had 4 heroes around, and Lycan just kills the support, runs away, happily gonna continue farming, not even forced to go to base. That was a big, costly error there by Fnatic. So far, the laning stage going pretty damn well, I have to say, for ViCi, despite the fact that Shadow Fiend is struggling. Shadow Fiend does recover very well in the jungle, so...
Yeah, they're getting a lot out of this Omni, Lycan.
Wait, can Lycan actually do this? He's farming Ancient stacks, which is not the easiest thing for a Lycan to do.
Oh wow!
But he's doing it. He's losing quite a bit of HP. It's not so simple, but he's doing it. He's gonna have to go to base afterwards for sure. But he's getting the double stack farmed. If it was a triple, he wouldn't be able to do it.
The skeletons. Let's go.
Everyone has to help. Even the skeletons have quite a bit of damage with the Feral Impulse. Look at that. They got plus 11 damage.
Oh, wow, yeah.
They hit pretty fast.
So what's that? One more camp and he has Necro complete.
Yeah, Necro 1 is going to be up.
That's really nice.
Oh, bit of lag for me. I don't know if you're...
Yeah, I had a bit of lag as well. Feels like the server maybe having a few hiccups. But
hopefully we're going to be fine. It hasn't actually given us any trouble at all. We had a short, 1 minute period where we lagged. Yesterday, but over a course of so many games.
Links to Southeast Asia have become a lot better over the years. China still has a few problems with Perfect World connection, but apart from that, Dota has improved significantly. Yeah. So Necro 1, Helm up, Paparazzi ready with his ulti in about 10 seconds
Dove
time.
On top lane. Got a rocket on him. Oh, okay, he's just gonna take off the Nightmare with the Night Stalker. That was a little bit weird. I thought he was gonna go in and nuke that. He definitely could have forced the TP, but the smoke is coming to top lane. Lycan wants to use that ulti.
And Omni cutting waves bottom means that they're forced to rotate in. The TP out. Oh, this has coincided pretty nicely. But Envy, the roll doesn't land. The kick neither. But they do have the trap from the troll as Lycan shreds in bottom lane now. Young 11 GA into the repel TP. And he's out of there.
Wow, that was a clutch TP right there. And Lycan just deals so much damage. Gyrocopter has no way of surviving there. I like how he does not waste his magic wand, by the way. I can appreciate that. A lot of people are always just clicking their magic wand when they're about to die and panic.
Knew he was dead.
Don't think about it. Exactly. It's like magic wand is not going to save you from a Lycan in ulti form who's on you right now. Yep. Queen TPing. They're trying to do
the
something.
Blink Axe call in onto the Lycan with the creeps around him as well. There's the kill of the warrior, though. The Necro unit takes down Axe, and they can't finish off Paparazzi. The Nightmare onto the Gyro saved him up.
They were a little bit slow at using the Queen ulti there. Needed to throw it out earlier so they could actually use Axe ulti. Meanwhile, SF and Earth Spirit actually gonna bring down Pyla Die and bottom lane solo kill.
DJ.
What?
I don't know.
DJ, how do you... Oh, he must have gone... It's only a level 2 DJ Nora even.
Just got a little bit too close.
Yeah.
So it all starts with that first TP, like Pilot Eye TPs away from top lane, allowing Envy to die to the Lycan. It looked like maybe they had timed it nice enough, but EE not TPing away at that point. And then in comes the Lycan push, the attempted go with the Axe Blink, the debut of that lovely little item on Universe.
But the Necrobook killed him due to the spin, and Queen needed to ulti. If she ulted, she would actually have killed the Necrobook. Axe would have lived, and he could have called her, or called. Yeah. He could have cut the head off, you know, on that wolf. But didn't happen.
So tight windows, not really working out for Fnatic, as VG now get themselves a nice little lead, pushing the emphasis forward with this Lycan, shoving out waves, towers, tier 1s, dropping like flies. But Young 11 on this Omni Knight, he's got Guardian Greaves at 13 minutes.
Yeah, it's a very early Guardian Greaves, really early, and a lot of this is because he wants to counter the Crippling Fear. So it's a very nice thing to have. You can't be silenced and just killed off. So he's going to be a lot more safe now when he's split pushing, but also provides the extra armor whenever they go low. It can definitely help against Gyrocopter. We'll see though if they can get any initiation here. The night vision, of course, of Pilot Eye, seeing their spirit first, allowing them to go.
Lanham's pretty tanky though, with 7-1 charges to go, and Lycan with the ulti runs forward. Double raise from Ori clears up Gyro. Fnatic defending this tower seems not good.
Yeah, they won't be able to do that. I don't think so. They're sticking around a little bit to see if they can find anything. Oh, the lift has a little bit of a funny interaction there. Yeah. I don't know if you saw it. It looks like lag, but
he ends up where the roll ends. Now Axe jumps in. Lanham chopped. 1 kill for Fnatic. But that's just a support Earth Spirit. Young 11's chasing forward. He wants Universe. He wants him really badly.
He's slowing him so much. I think maybe he could have lashed onto it and still gotten that kill. Decided to turn around and go for the Queen, but of course she just blinks away. I think he could have hard committed for the Axe kill there, but this is more disciplined, and you definitely don't need to go entirely crazy here. So better to just back off. It's so easy to see what could have been done from the bird's perspective, you know. We see everything. Well, he didn't really know exactly the positioning of the Rubik, who just respawned, and so on.
Seems quite interesting for me, the build that Ori's decided to go for, you know. Treads, Aquila Wand, a few little raindrops here and there, that's all normal, but I'm kind of used to seeing the drums and then branch off and decide where you want to head, whether it's, you know, a Yule's, a Blink, or the Dragonlance, the SNY.
I would have liked the drums more, to be honest, if I'm gonna be completely truthful here, because they have the Lycan, they have all these summons, and he is joining the 5-man scenarios. Drums would be quite amazing to be able to pop in these engagements as well. Would give him a little bit of mana regen. Something people don't always consider is that Drums is actually kind of a farming item now for SF, right? It works very well. Together with Aquila and Raindrop, you have mana for days.
And then you've got the movement speed talent of 15 is pretty nice. The race car SF.
But that's still nice with the Yasha as well. Sure. It's like the similar effect is being achieved still. I just would have liked the Drums first into the Yasha, or Drums into Dragonlance as well. Would also have been fine.
What's the reason for skipping one of those kind of smaller, you know, incremental items? Is it just wanting to scale harder and faster?
It's about achieving that one big item faster, right? So he's going to have the Sanji Yasha completed a little bit faster than if he didn't. And that's going to work pretty well with a little 15 talent. Nice little pick off there on Pilot Eye. He's just being a little bit too cheeky going in. There was a ward spotting him.
Oh, is DJ dead as well? Shapeshift is still going.
Yeah,
they've got a purge from the Archer.
They should have him. Oh, he has to heal though.
DJ, you cheeky little devil. Cooldown connects on a wolf, but nothing much else as Envy.
No mercy from Envy.
Unable.
Kill the dog.
Kill the little doggy. Young 11, Hastrun, who's going to get there first? Envy with a deny.
Oh, the taunt.
Who's gripped? Someone's gripped. Oh, it's DJ. Now, Abed's blinked in aggressively. Lanham rolls forward, looking for the ball smash. Lands it as well. No silence, though. Commitment not coming from VG under that tower.
Yeah, and now they're going as 5 together. SF does have that entire Sanji Yasha. And this is, like, the only big thing that I was seeing is that with a 40 movement speed from level 15, to increase that movement speed the most, the SNY 16% movement speed increase would be nicer. So getting that big item earlier, but I mean, he still has 2 levels to go, right? Yeah. So I think he could still have fit the Drums first. Either way, there's the dynamization he went with, and he's definitely looking quite strong.
Yeah, definitely, you know, 17 minutes in, 1,000 gold saved up on top of all of that, as he raises out mid lane, self-Yules from the Queen of Pain. A misclick there, but in rolls Lanham to his death. The blink call from Universe won't connect.
That was some fast food delivery right there.
It was like, you know, Queen
Anyone
of Pain...
order a pizza?
As long as it doesn't have any pineapple on it.
I'm with you on that.
I'm universally accepting of any pizzas as long as there's no pineapple. But yeah,
All
Abed,
pizzas are beautiful, except the ones that are not.
yeah, Abed misusing Yules there could have potentially been a big deal, right? Because that meant to get you away from the geomagnetic grip of the Earth Spirit, maybe away from an Omni Knight, but Lanham just rolled into their hands.
Yeah, I don't know. He wanted to be ultra aggressive. They didn't even have Lycan nearby. They were just sticking around with his Shadow Fiend, and he basically missed the roll. He wanted to land it onto Envy and just get him. But of course, that was a risky play.
I don't know if he blinked in there to try and break a smoke or just to try and farm, because
Bane has really been on point with just sitting around. Fenrir gonna nightmare himself as a celebration.
165 mana. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care.
mean, if that's what it costs to celebrate killing a Queen of Pain, you know, fuck it, let's go.
So maxing Enfeeble increases the duration by a second each level. I don't know if this is just my old brain, but I feel like I'm more used to seeing, you know, Nightmare.
Oh yeah,
Nightmare. Maxing Nightmare,
Yeah,
not Enfeeble. I'm used to seeing like a point or two in Enfeeble and not the 4 in Nightmare.
Yeah, that's normally what you would see as well. Nightmare is quite seldom being maxed. What you need to keep in mind is not the duration, but the cooldown on the Nightmare. Going down to 13 seconds makes it quite easy to use it multiple times in a fight, whereas 22 seconds or 19 seconds, it's a little bit hard to get 2 of them off in one fight, right? You would have to be extremely early with the first one. So that's the biggest reasoning that I can see for it. The added duration is more of a bonus. I have seen this build before, and explained to me by a support player who said that that's the big use. You can just do it multiple times. Okay,
so you get more cycles out of your spells.
That said, though, I wouldn't mind him having a high level Enfeeble against the Gyrocopter as well, but it doesn't seem like Gyrocopter is being activated so much here, right? He's getting run down by Lycan, he has to spend most of his time running away anyway, and then there's the Fiend's Grip that threatens to just hold him anyway.
Yeah.
So the Enfeeble doesn't really seem necessary yet. I like the build he's doing.
Definitely feels like the Nightmare has more uses this game.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one of those. You adapt to the type of game you're having, right? In certain scenarios, if you're against a TA or something, you want to Enfeeble, you're going to go with that early.
And also the fact that Gyro just doesn't get anywhere near the Bane potentially at the start of the fight. It's all about like Axe blinking in, ViCi responding and reacting to the Axe coming forward, and then things kick off from there. But Fnatic get a bit of a foothold in this game for now. A bit of farming time for Abed and EE. Slowly but surely building up their items as we're looking for the Veil Yules into Lincoln's build from Abed. Pretty standard stuff there, as Gyro rushing BKB never feels good, but it's something EE feels he needs to do.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess I kind of agree. It's probably necessary in this game simply because of SF's damage, the purification, and then Earth Spirit. You can still argue that Lycan and Fiend's Grip are not going to care about it, and that's true, but you're still forced to do it, else you're just going to be completely unable to stand your ground. Even the Lycan Necrobook will, be able to slow you down if you don't have a BKB. So.
Holy crap. Speaking of Lycan...
Yeah, he's monstrous. He's he's going to have a 22-23 minutes timing on this Assault Caress, if we're looking at this pace. Which is, he's ahead of time.
Oh, Dire Courier sniped out. Not sure where that was, but it was a full BKB coming in for the Shadow Fiend. That would have been high ground pretty much secured for them potentially there.
Axe with a
does
call.
Blink in. 2-man call onto the big targets, but the Sonic Wave not going to hit Paparazzi. The Nightmare was there, and Ori, he's in there with a repel on him. The Yules up from our bed will try and buy some time. Blinks away, but EE stuck in the middle of everybody from ViCi Gaming. And that looks like it might just be it for Fnatic in Game 1. Yeah. They are low HP, no cooldowns available, and no gyro available.
They're still going to try, though. They want to re-go. They have no HP on Axe, though. He blinks in with no HP. The Nightmare saves the Lycan for now, and Axe just going to die afterwards.
I think that might just be game, honestly. Like, they're all full HP on this Dire side. Yeah. Untouchable.
I don't see a way to stop this. The Omni Knights provide so much sustainability. They have the Greaves coming off cooldown. They're not going anywhere apart from the next set of racks.
Well, hello, Mr.
Double
Tier
buyback.
3.
This is your one chance, and I think If they just back out here, it's game over, but they're staying. They know they're so far ahead.
Axe doesn't land the call. He wanted the Lycan, but Ori still has that Aegis Immortal with the repel on him. The Shadow Fiend is really just untouchable in this fight. Paparazzi healed up by the Omni behind him as the second melee Rax of the game falls. Radiant lose out
They
on
need
top
to punish.
and mid.
They need to get some exit kills here,
Cancel
you know.
some TPs. Catch some people. Universe again, not going to land. The call will not connect as Young 11 nightmared up to save him. He's got Yules and Greaves and Purification. Was he going to get it off? Oh, yes, he will. The Culling Blade not going to come through. And Universe on this Axe struggling significantly. They finally get the kill on Omni, but a 3-man stun, no, just hits 2. But they get the roll forward anyway. Lanham with the Magnetize now with a Geomagnetic Grip slides on through them as Ori will lose that first life. Aegis claimed. But Fnatic could stick around and look for a secondary kill on that Shadow Fiend. But the trouble is, Lycan thinking about returning into the fight with a Shapeshift as well. He's running forward, or he's about to die, but they have to retreat. Abed gripped, and down he goes, dead and GG.
Yeah. Wow, they really forced the issue quickly on that one. They wanted to just close out the game. Pilot goes in to kill the SF before leaving the game. Alright, he gets that 1098 gold kill on his own. Beautiful play by ViCi. I think they had really strong lanes, and they played towards that. Even though the Shadow Fiend was losing on the mid lane, and there was a little bit of a strange play by Lanham where he caught himself on the enemy side of things. Yeah. The other lanes simply went way too good. The Omni Knights did a great job just winning the 1v1 matchup of Axe versus Omni, which I kind of expected that he would win, but not quite that hard. So he did a great job in general. And overall, Envy didn't really get any farm on that top lane. He was laning against a Lycan and Bane, and he couldn't quite get anything done. Of course, he had supports helping him, but even so.
As soon as that, like, the TP happened where Paladai went bot to try and help the dive of the Omni and the Bane into the tier 1, then EE's left top for the first shapeshift. Like, that entire sequence of, you know, not necessarily mistakes, but just unfortunate circumstances to hit them, like, as this happened, and it all just really, it was a landslide going the way of ViCi Gaming.
Yeah, no, really. And like, looking over at this, you know, at this pink player in this game, ViCi Gaming, Paparazzi, he's ranked #1 on the China servers, and he's showing why he's the top dog with this Lycan. Didn't die a single time.
Nice.
Yeah. He was 5-0-10, and I don't know, the game looked like a breeze. He was always farming under his tower, and there was simply no moment of error, really. I thought that they were maybe going a little bit too crazy when they didn't back off after the double buyback, because they could just have backed, and that would pretty much prompt a GG call by Fnatic. Because if you don't get kills when you double buyback and just lost 3 racks, you know, like... But yeah, it was over right there and then.
And he showed off the no boots build on Lycan.
He did for quite a while, and then the brown boots for a long time.
I need some boots.
And some amazing, you know, 21:30 or something timing on Assault's Cuirass after Necro 3.
Oh yeah.
But enough said about that. That was game #1 in this matchup, and Fnatic. I thought that they were gonna show up stronger here, but they definitely struggled in game #1.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was saying I think ViCi Gaming maybe come into this and take a game off Fnatic. Maybe Fnatic win 2-1, but it looks like ViCi might just be the ones to beat here. Fnatic.
I mean, they need to change something up if they don't want to get 2-0'd here by ViCi.
Well, they've got another chance. Tournament lives on the line, though. We'll take a short break. Game 2 in this best of 3 coming up in just a touch.